On this tutorial, I wanted to show you a different way to use lighting that I discovered recently. I just have a simple scene here. I'm on the Black Void map, and I have this model that was created for me by Bearded Doom Guy on DeviantArt. He's a pretty cool guy. You should check him out. I'll put a link in the description. I just have simple animation, the camera moving past the model. Now, since it's Black Void, of course, you'd have to light it. So if you spawn a light, just a little bit. Now, it's one way to light it, but of course, depending on how dynamic the animation is, if I move around, of course, the light's pointing in a different direction. And it's not really consistent. But one thing that I found that you can do lock the light to the model, then select the transform for the camera and control-click the root transform, and you have to do it in that order. And right-click, go to DAG Utilities menu and constraint-aim. So now when the camera moves, the light is stationary, and you can see what happens when you're looking from above. As the camera moves, the model itself, or whatever bone that you locked it to, is turning to always face the camera. And since the light is attached to that bone or that model, the light itself is rotating with it. So you're keeping a consistent level of light, and it's the same if I go closer, if I go far away, or even just moving around the model itself. You can see it tracks with you. So that's why the best thing to do is to use a secondary model. Hide the one that you're using the locks with. So it gives you a few more options. Of course, it needs tweaking to get it exactly right. And it's not something you'll need in every situation, but it's an alternative. One thing that I found, it's best to use this with either a secondary model, or some models do have bones that are useless, that don't do anything. So it's best to lock them to those bones. Or, like I said, use a secondary model. Because you do lose some abilities. Like I find I can no longer rotate this model, so. Because it's locked to the camera. So it has its limitations. I would also say save before you do this. There's a chance that it could crash SFM whenever you're experimenting with things. So you should always save before you start trying new things. And I hope this was a little helpful and gives you some ideas, what things that you can do.